Yo, what's up? This is your boy Postman, and you're tuned in to Post in a Diary Room. Welcome to Post in a Diary Room. And as you may know, every day is a good day to get a delivery from the Postman. And of course, if this is your very first time tuning in, please kindly like, share, subscribe, comment, do whatever is necessary to engage with the content, and most importantly, enjoy the latest review of Yanga Chief newest project. Newest, I don't think that's a word, but Yanga Chief's project is officially out. It's titled Lord Faku, The Life of iDyan. Now, this is a project that comes after the release of the very much forgettable project titled Pop Star. Now, I must mention that this latest project by Yanga Chief, in my opinion, is arguably one of the most South African projects that I've heard in a very, very long time, especially when you consider the sample choices that are on this project, as well as the linguistics that Yanga Chief actually went for. And primarily, we know him to be a rapper that raps pretty much in isiXhosa. One of the samples that actually stood out for me has to be that audio sample or that audio clip of King Buyele Khaya Dalindyebo.
Ndifihla ivumba ngale sweet nindimeme sekulate kwacaba senditye igranqa ngamandla.
The project kicks off with Ndimga Corner, and to me that was not the most captivating song on the project, but I understand because I wouldn't expect any project to just kick off with a bang. And Yanga Chief basically easily phases us into this project with that very intro. I do like the second song rather, where Yanga Chief is actually rapping, and that's the joint titled Abandiva. That song for me sounded as though it has a lot of these variations from BIG's Juicy Joint, as well as the sample that pretty much stands out during the course of the listen. It has to be that Brenda Fassie sample. Yanga Chief actually sampled, if I'm not mistaken, the song by Brenda Fassie titled Ach Shame Lavi. But the song in itself is very, very impactful in my opinion, because it's basically Yanga Chief addressing the skeptics, these people that have openly put it out there that he's fallen off. So he addresses all those things and why he more or less took a break from the music. And I like that joint specifically because I feel like the production elements play into each other very well, as well as him basically complementing that beat. I can feel him. He sounds very confident on that joint. So I'm very much appreciative of the fact that Yanga Chief actually made 25k rap on this joint. The joint is titled Peaceful Place. I felt as though that joint was very, very powerful. The beat is very nice. And to be fair, I haven't been a fan of 25k's verses, at least of late, because I mean, one of my biggest critics in as far as 25k is concerned is that play on his voice and the auto-tune and all these other elements that contribute towards him basically sounding some type of way that isn't really favorable for my listening experience. But in this instance, 25k sounds very, very raw. His vocals sound naked, and that works because he sounds very commanding in his delivery as well. And that for me was very important for this type of joint, because I think this is one of your typical lyrical miracle joints. Yanga also comes into this joint, like his verse just evokes some stank face type of, you can actually tell that when he was recording his verse, there was not much smiling happening out there. It was just him basically doing the serious business. Immediately when joints like Jesus Peace, Sky, particularly Jesus Peace, I just want to, stick on that one for a moment. I felt as though that is a typical Yanga Chief joint, and the song in itself sounds very uninteresting, just as the song Star. Like, these are joints that perhaps even bring this type of imbalance to the project, which leads me to the thought that this project actually has a lot of moments, and it's not really a flat out project that you can listen to with no skips, because there are certain moments that are not favorable in this particular project, especially for me when you actually consider joints. Like, same thing for me, was easily one of the corniest joints on this project, because Stogie T is singing and his voice has been infiltrated by these production elements that tend to be applied when someone can't sing, and it's very, very unnatural in my opinion. I think the song What If, in my opinion, is easily one of the most impactful joints. It's the deepest cut, and also it embraces a lot of these South African icons, like people who have put smiles on many South Africans. And also it just helps, or that kind of reference where he just references a lot of these South African icons, it comes in very handy in as far as putting across that idea of encouraging the listener and just encouraging that spirit of perseverance within the listener. There's a draft verse that is involved in this joint. I think the joint is titled See Me Free. I feel like this is one of the best guest verses that I've heard from AKA since his passing. And I actually understand that this was pretty much a draft, because I do feel like this joint specifically is on the same tip as Mbuzi, for example. My favorite song on this project would have to be the song titled Faithful. It features Nay the Bay as well as Ricky Tyler. I feel like this song specifically ties in very, very well with the theme of love, because the guys also come into this joint. They share their different perspectives or different experiences of love and what they would do for their partners, or the things that they're doing for their partners already. Kudos to Ricky Tyler for his efforts on that hook. I think he was very, very good. And also Nather Bay, arguably one of the best rappers in the country right now. I can't think of anyone who's actually rapping better than her, approaching joints better than her. I think that Yanga Chief was also splendid on this joint. One of my biggest outcry in this project specifically is the play by Yanga Chief, where he tried a lot to be very, very versatile. He tried to showcase a lot of range, and I feel like that didn't work out. But when joints like Drakensberg came in, specifically towards the end, that song for me actually caught my attention. It features Coolie China, and I thought Coolie China had a very, very brilliant verse out there. I like that joint because it has a lot of these Afro beats, textures, and it's something that I can listen to. Yanga Chief also sounds very different out there. Personally, I'm of the view that this project could have been trimmed to maybe 12, 13 tracks. I feel like 17 tracks is actually way too long. And the project with 17 tracks sounds like it has a lot of ideas all at once. And Yanga Chief tried to just showcase a lot of his ideas at the same time with a lot of questionable beats. And a lot of the rotation in as far as this project is concerned, and the replay value and the playability, will actually come from the joints that are actually very, very nice. Yeah, I feel like this project has a couple of skips, and it's not a bad project in my opinion. It's just that it has a lot of ideas at once, and Yanga Chief could have actually trimmed this project. So I think this is not a project that I could listen to again, especially at length from start to finish. I don't think it has that, because mid the listen there are skips that, it kind of dampens the whole entire listening experience for me. I think this project for me gets a 7 out of 10. I think a 7 out of 10 is a fair score, to be specific. And Posting it down, please kindly like, share, subscribe, comment, do whatever is necessary to engage with the content, and most importantly, I will see you on the next one.